Welcome to episode 34 here of Drew's Baseball Crew here on this Saturday morning, bright and early. Myself, Drew Skyberg, bringing you, right, your winning lineup on Fantasia Sports or wherever you're playing, right? But I recommend you come over to Fantasia. You can play some of their picks version. So it's like prize picks you can do, right? Also DFS lineups as well. A lot of great stuff there, but play wherever. We have some early games in this slate. Some rainouts kind of cause some things going on here, some doubleheader stuff, but don't worry, I got you covered. So, because I'll be giving some options for if you're playing the earlier slate or if you're playing later. Um, got to make sure we win DFS. Yesterday, right? I mean, a lot of people, right? The big game to look at was well, of course, it was Colorado Yankees, but it was the Brewer Cincinnati game, right? Being a Brewer fan, I can tell you that a lot of people it was fade Corbin Burns was the motto. It just seemed like in the community, and sure enough, I didn't take Burns under in anything, or I didn't make a DFS live yesterday, but Corbin Burns 13 strikeouts in in 7 scoreless frames, so or it might have been 6, but the point being said is excellent outing. And yeah, let's move here though to this slate. Just crazy how baseball is sometimes, but let's look at what the over-unders, what we're looking at right now. Also checking out some weather, right? We've gotten some postponements. There might be some rain in the forecast at Wrigley, right? They got a 29-30% chance or so is what I'm seeing. Pittsburgh and Baltimore at risk of being postponed with some rain here. Both in pretty moderate chances. It could be just delays though. Um, uh, Brewers Cincinnati today, 47% chance of rain right now is what I'm seeing. That's the highest of any team. Atlanta's not looking good either. But other than those games, right? I just threw like 4 games off. But I do think that Brewer one is probably Brewers Reds is at most risk of being postponed, and then that in Atlanta as well. Those two for sure. Then the other ones I mentioned, we'll have to wait and see. Hoping they go on, but just always have a backup plan. Got to be monitoring, especially in DFS. We know that your lineup just to adjust if need be. So keeping that all in mind, let's get started. Just looking at some over unders, right? Just to see if there's anything that Vegas is predicting that's something we got to keep in mind. So game 2 of the doubleheader tonight for Philly San Diego. Make sure you check what game you're getting. The one at 6:05 Central. The over under set at 10 right now with Ryan Weathers and Ranger Suarez pitching in that one. So want to make sure we're getting the right games. That Brewers Cincinnati one, it goes on, over unders at 10 as well. Some good numbers there. Of course, New York and Colorado. Doesn't look like rain will be in the forecast. Over under of 11.5 today. I know. So we gotta be on our game here today, and account for some of these matchups especially. So going through it, those were kind of like the ones that over unders that stood out in terms of crazy high numbers, and then also the weather report. So just a lot of things to factor in. From here, I like to go to. Do we want to? We can go to starting pitchers, but I was thinking we go right away here and look at what's going on with the matchup specifically. So we're gonna move over to that. To start, we actually have some players who have good history against their respective matchups today, and you'll be surprised that the numbers are insane for some of these players here. To start, Taylor Ward against Framber Valdez. Yeah, matchup you might be like, okay, well Valdez has been dominant this year, but Taylor Ward, who looks like he's going to be batting 3 today, 10 for 23 off of Framber Valdez for his career. And he's got a triple thrown in there as well. OPS is it's over 1,000. So Ward's going to be a guy I'm going to look at in my lineup. Maybe not a stack, but the Angels actually have gotten to Valdez in his career. Let me tell you why. Anthony Rendon, pending if he's in the lineup with his, I believe he's still dealing with the injury, so he won't be probably, but Monitoring kind of like he has good numbers is my point. And then also Jared Walsh, can't imagine he'll be in the lineup either, but those two guys have good matchups, or good numbers. Brandon Drury though is the guy who I'm talking 4 for 11 in his career against Framber Valdez. So that's pretty cool to see. Maybe put some Angels in. There you go. And then Kyle Tucker. So then Reed Detmers is going for the Angels. And Detmers, I'm hesitant of using matchups for him. Just based or his numbers based on how Detmers has kind of evolved as a pitcher throughout the year. So Tucker's got good numbers against him. Small sample size 4 for 11, but if you're looking to pay up on a guy, Tucker has good, decent numbers, and also Jeremy Pena does as well. Both those guys, batting average is very good in their career against Reed Detmers. So Detmers, Tucker, and and the Angels is Drury and Ward, which is weird. And that over under is only at 8. So I'm not like saying that's a for sure one. Weather looks good in this one, but definitely want to wait and see how the lineups come out. I definitely want Ward, but those other guys I feel are not priorities, at least on how I'm looking at it. For sure, Taylor Ward, though. I was looking at Miami. So Kyle Gibson has put together some nice starts recently, some nice strikeout numbers as well. Baltimore's got a little bit of weather concerns, but I am monitoring this. Gibson ERA still 4.6. So looking, right, Jesus Sanchez. He's 5 for 8 against Kyle Gibson for his career. And that throwing a home run, he's got 1 walk to 1 strikeout. OPS is out through the roof. Phenomenal numbers for him. Segura is 5 for 12 off of him with a home run. And Gene Segura, no strikeouts either. So Segura and Sanchez are two guys I'm looking at. And then Joey Wendell. Yes, Joey Wendell. He's got an OPS over 1100 against Kyle Gibson for his career. Based off of matchups, if you want to, all three of these guys who are slotted projected in the lineup today, right? They're going to be in the lineup. All have OPSs of over 1,000 or near 1,000. All over 1,000 against Kyle Gibson for his career. So, just a thought. That's kind of where I'm looking at, and I don't even know. It doesn't even have to be just those three guys, right? If you want to just throw someone else in that lineup, like Luis Arraez, for example, right? It's a favorable matchup for him too, but just depending on where he's priced, it's good to see. Just kind of how today is looking with that. So let's keep moving here. And we have some other matchups to talk about. Votto has gotten the best of Freddie Peralta for his career, but again, that game with some weather concerns, I do want to still highlight that. That is important to mention. And then we have struggling Steven Matz of St. Louis. We've seen that, and there's some guys on Washington who could and probably will take advantage. The over-under, they don't have priced out yet in that one. Jake Irvin, ERA over 4, is pitching for the Nationals, but Matz is 0-7 with the 4.6 ERA. It's been a disaster so far this year for Matz. And I'm monitoring some guys with it says Michael Chavez has really good numbers off him, which he does, 4 for 7 with a home run. It doesn't look like he'll be in the lineup though. Victor Robles has some good numbers off of him, but really this one I'm not even looking at the matchups. I'm looking at like Meneses, Joey Meneses, and then also like Stone Garrett, and then like Lane Thomas is another one I'm looking at. Like those matchups, like based off of history, I told you those top guys today. Keep them in mind when building your lineup. Also, Heimer Candelario is 3 for 6 off of Steven Matz for his career. 3 doubles. All 3 are extra base hits. So Candelario was the one I wanted to specifically mention with history. So there's the players with a proven history. You could do a Marlon stack, as I mentioned. There's some guys you could handpick from some other ones. We don't have a lot of history with Colorado, New York, just based on how those teams, right, New Balance scheduling. So one great thing we can use is Ballpark Pal, right? They do a great job of highlighting key matchups based on player history and whatnot. They do the percent change in runs created, all that good stuff we can see. And right away we see how the like what players Ballpark Pal likes best, and yeah, a lot of Yankees. You guessed it. Seriously though, Billy McKinney with the Yankees, right? This lineup is something. If you would have thought Billy McKinney's the Yankees left fielder in July, nobody would have said that. But Billy McKinney, a good spot. He fits like my Corey Dickerson prototype, where perfect guy in against righty matchups. Connor Seabold's ERA is over 6.65. And definitely like McKinney here in Colorado. Take him in the lineup. He is one of my favorites. Also, Anthony Volpe. I like him. The model likes him a lot. The model has a minus 22% change for his strikeout probability. So numbers like that make you definitely want to take him in. Also, Ballpark Pal likes Joey Wendell. Sure enough, that's good to see. Good to see the model agreeing with me on that. And then if you want to just do a 3-man stack, look, Anthony Rizzo's got to get going. It's been rough for him the last month or so. This is a great game for him. Like, would be a great game for him to get going. If you're buying into the matchup being there, the matchup's there. But if you take into account recent performance a lot, he's not your guy. He's been struggling after he left with injury. It was Fernando Tatis during that Padre Yankee series, but keeping him in mind. And then on Colorado's side, I don't know. Definitely like Clark Schmidt it's a good matchup. It's a decent matchup. I'm probably looking at, if you want to like pay down on some guys, depends what price you can get, like Nolan Jones. If you can get him at a good price, but otherwise, if you want to get some of the bottom of the lineup, like Ezekiel Tovar and some other guys who have hit well in that lineup. So Jerks and Profar at the leadoff spot too could be good value just based on the over-under, right? If we're implying like 11.5 runs, certainly want guys who are going to get at bats here in this lineup. So Profar might be an option today, but otherwise, just a couple from Colorado. More focused on the Yankees today. I still haven't gone through the starting pitcher report, but we still have a few more hitters I want to discuss. Again, depending where you get them for which game in the doubleheaders, if there are those. But also looking at the Giants, right? Giants are against Johan Oviedo, who has been inconsistent, but like he's had games like when he gets rocked, he gets rocked. The rain, there's a decent chance of rain though as well, but Oviedo's ERA is 4.75. Definitely looking in the middle lineup here with like guys like JD Davis, who have just been hitting the ball this year, mashing. And then also Casey Schmidt, the middle lineup, the ballpark pal. The model likes him today. It likes Schmidt and Davis. Definitely, if pricing works out, Lavonte Wade, just with how he's gotten on base this year, definitely would love to have him in the lineup too. Those are the main guys on that note. Like Trey Turner against Ryan Weathers is a good matchup, of course. Definitely, you would like that. And then Luke Raley, a guy who is also another Corey Dickerson prototype of the platoon. I'm interested in him, but I'm interested in Game 1, right? Game 1 against Alec Marsh, not against the lefty in Game 2, Cole Reagans. So just to separate those two, right? When you want who, I think Luke Raley in Game 1 though, it's a great matchup against Marsh. Has given up a lot of runs, and this Rays offense can score a lot of runs. So that's where I'm at with players specifically. I want to go through the starting pitcher report. We're going to highlight Ballpark Pal right back again. End the episode here with some quality pitchers to bring in for fantasy here. Definitely right away. Honestly, just with the way Blake Snell's been striking people out, you got to get him in DFS. I feel with what he's brought. He's against Philadelphia. He's the thumbnail of this video for a reason. Snell, love the strikeout upside today. Ballpark Pal prices him out at 8.4 strikeouts. So you like to see that. And then another guy looking at it, and I'm looking right away at Kevin Gausman against Arizona. He's done very well this year. He's priced out at going 6 innings, basically a quality star with 8 strikeouts, right? So you like that probability wise. Certainly would take him. Pablo Lopez against Oakland. Model really likes him, and a big thing too is the model likes to give probabilities that a pitcher will receive a win. Lopez priced out at 41% chance to receive. He's second highest. Only Strider's number 1, Clark Schmidt's number 3. So throwing those in mind. Tyler Glasnow was a top pick by many in the community, and so yesterday. And what you want to do with that is, I mean, Glasnow, the strikeout numbers have been there, and Baller Crowd price is about at 7.7 strikeouts. Glasnow's gone deep into games, right? They got him going like 16 outs or so. So like 5 1/3, 5 2/3. So keep that in mind. But otherwise, I think Lopez is a great option today. I like Gavin Williams. I know the matchup's Texas, so that's where I kind of get a little like hesitant of doing it. But I like the talent from Williams, and I certainly wouldn't mind taking him today. Like he would be, if in my 2 pitcher, I would take him as a second pitcher. Would be one, but otherwise I would opt for like Glasnow and Strider, Gausman, Lopez, those guys. Lance Lynn against Atlanta. Anyone doing it? Like I can't see myself doing it. I know Lynn has gotten the strikeout numbers, but I'm just concerned. There's too much risk for me to do that one. Alex Cobb against Pittsburgh, my other sleeper. Cobb's look great this year, and I would certainly want to take him in this matchup against Pittsburgh. So Cobb and Gavin Williams are my sleepers. However, the stars who I want to get as my number 1 is guys like Kevin Gausman, Pablo Lopez, and mainly, and then Tyler Glasnow. So that's where I'm at here with the DFS for July 15th. You guys, I wish you all the best here on this slate. Win this slate, and then I'll be enjoying some Point Diet root beer, right? Of course, here. Thank you to Stevens Point Brewery for providing the root beer. Zero sugar root beer. And it's some great stuff, and right, all natural vanilla, all the great things. It's available. And their website's linked down below. Or if you're in Wisconsin, you can buy it just in store. Doesn't get any better than that. But again, I wish you all the best here on this DFS slate. That's going to wrap it up here for myself, Drew Skyberg. My lineup will be out at Drew Sports Crew, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Drew Sports Crew, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Drew Sports Crew, the perfect podcast for you.